I don't know if it's misogyny or stupidity, but it might be a special combination of both that makes you think that you, a non-professional, regular person with a 9 to 5, can beat professional footballers at football just because they are women. It is not going to happen.
That was like some of the most fun I've had in
Are you
football.
sure?
I mean, I
You're
was
just saying this for the camera.
no. Also mentioned that they came back through determination, grit, and this thing. Those are qualities you get by washing your jerseys yourself.
It's also a good thing that Ajibade won as well. It gives us the leverage to say that Trusecon won for Super Eagles as captain, and Ajibade won as captain for Super Falcons.
I thought you were going a different way with that.
The only thing there is that Super Eagles did not deliver on their own mandate.
They go the
They deliver, yes.
Episode 25, the Only Football Podcast. The things that go on behind the scenes, it get us cancelled. But for now, we are live, well, kicking. Thanks to God for everything that has happened over the week. Nobody catch up at the Super Falcons. I will talk about all of that. My name is Tunde. Izuchukwu Akawor joins me, flanked by Faruq.
Hello.
Joba Ogunwale as well, with Ayoola, Kelechi. Everybody looking good, sounding good. How you guys feeling? I do not
Fame poor. What? Poor.
See, we're not going to answer. You notice how everybody was silent.
Okay, for real now. Everybody's good psyched for episode 25.
I don't care about your question.
Wow.
You didn't have to repeat it like that. Are you good?
Yeah. Just feeling poor.
Take it up with your manager. It's right next to you. You have the power to improve your salary. Matter of fact, he has twice your salary for doing absolutely nothing.
Twice, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's 3 times. Yeah.
Even before.
Actually, it should be more than 3 times, or less. I don't know.
Justin.
Anyway, moving away from the economic challenges of the left side of the podcast, let's see what's happening on the right side. Faruq, Ibrahim, what's up? You feeling good?
I do. Okay, as you can see, I'm representing New Rebels Pieces.
So slow week of sports news and a very busy week from a Nigerian perspective, but like football news generally, slow week. How do journalists like you guys, a former journalist myself, I can't speak on this, but present day, journalists like yourselves, how do you handle slow news weeks?
I mean, we'll first of all start with getting our own share of the 100K first. Let's give us our own money for covering the WAFCON.
We did cover the WAFCON.
From where?
I don't care. Yeah.
Where they're about them, never say
How many pages?
one day from first start. Okay, so let's just talk about what we have to talk about today. And the only thing that will be focusing on Super Falcons, of course, completing mission next. So congratulations to the ladies, woo, 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 woo. And a lot of you that, I don't know if it's misogyny or stupidity, but it might be a special combination of both that makes you think that you, a non-professional, regular person with a 9 to 5, can beat professional footballers at football just because they are women. It is not going to happen. And I'm not even going to dignify by talking about it on the show, even though Faruq is one of those people. Faruq already mentioned the largest that came the way of the Super Falcons. We'll be talking about all of that, as well as the happenings in the Nigerian league, where we've seen 3SC, that's Shooting Stars, basically adopt Ikorodu City at this point. We'll talk about all of that, and then the interesting things that are happening in transfer window. If you're hoping we'll talk about preseason friendlies, you have come to the wrong place. I don't care that United beat West Ham 2-1. My name is Tunde Young. I'm clearly sick, but I'm hoping to be carried by the rest of my guys.
Did you bet on the game?
Welcome to episode 25.
That seems like a fair question.
Welcome to episode 25 of the
Because I did not know the scoreline. Izu, did you? Okay, you're a Man U fan. You watched the game. Man U West Ham.
Man U West Ham.
Yeah, I did watch my kid.
Do you want to talk to us about it, or we should just go on?
Let's talk about Super Falcons first.
Like, this is why
I've never seen someone run away from their club like this.
No, it's a 2-1 win in preseason. Nobody should care about that. But yes, the Super Falcons did the country proud, and the country, did them proud in return. But let's talk about the game first. Coming from 2-0 down against the host nation in Morocco, is that the most dramatic possible way to complete Mission X?
Yeah. Let's also point out that I don't think anyone has ever been 2-0 down and
and won the WAFCON.
Or AFCON for that matter.
So I don't think it has ever happened. It has never happened in WAFCON, so for the Super Falcons. Bro, let's be honest. When Morocco scored those 2 goals inside 24 minutes, bro. Let me explain. See, I was about to go into a prayer meeting.
Me, I know for sure. Let me just say,
I was about to go for a prayer meeting, so I was following the game. As we they sing, I they check phone.
The prayer meeting 9:30 on the Sunday.
Yes, no.
Is that what they call it?
In the evening. Well, let me finish my story. So after what was happening? I just saw 2-0, bro. At 2-0 now, I said I just dropped phone. I just dropped my phone. I no follow again. I don't want to know what happened in the first half because I knew that by halftime we would have been done with the prayer meeting, right? Then whatever happens. So by the time we were done, do I watch? There was really no zeal for me to come out to do anything. And then SofaScore, the notification that we don't pop one. I said, okay, let us just try it. And, before then, one of my aunts told me because I had predicted that we'll win, that whatever our enemies earlier in the day, that whatever our enemies do, that Ajibade will leave that trophy and all that. So 2-0 down. One of my aunts started laughing. After all the things you said the whole day, 2-0 down. Hi. I mean, I was really thinking that these people, they were going to come after me because, bro, some bookmarks, some places waiting, So when that first goal entered and I put on this thing, bro, at 2-2, I just knew that, okay. Even when they gave the penalty,
Morocco penalty.
Morocco penalty, I was like, what is happening? And then I kept waiting. Because my stream was a little bit slow, I decided to follow elsewhere. So I started seeing debate that it's not a penalty. I started praying harder, So it was really, really very dramatic for that to have happened because any other team probably would have lost their head. So the character.
Super Eagles.
Yeah, and we're playing against the man who won the World Cup. Like the coach who won the World Cup with a Moroccan team that was really, I expected it to be a tight game. How technically good they are. I'm playing at home with all those rubbish the fans were doing. So I think it's for me probably the best finals I've seen from Falcons in a very long time, and I think they totally deserved it. If you know where they are coming from, the logistics. I remember I saw Uche mentioned that part of this thing that despite the road to Morocco, it wasn't really smooth for them. I came back here from Abeokuta. No, I came back here from Abeokuta telling you guys that what I saw and how they were not treated like, they don't treat them like a national team. Look at their kits.
The training kits arriving just before the finals.
Like, do you get, so there are a whole lot of things for this particular team, and for them to always brave that and represent Nigeria very, very well. It's something really remarkable.
Yeah, that was very, very moving by Izuchukwu, and thank you. Your prayers obviously must have played a part.
I prayed to.
That's probably why we considered to.
No, I just came back from Isha prayers when the match started.
Faruq, please.
I prayed for.
Just talk to us about football. I don't want a religious opinion.
But you care about his prayers?
Yes, because he's clearly not going to hell like you. So let us talk about.
Sounds like Islamophobia, Sha.
No.
It's euphobia.
Yes, Faruqophobia.
I'm the only Muslim here.
Like Faruqophobia. I'm not saying Muslims are going to. I'm saying Faruq, Oladele, Ibrahim, or whatever.
Even by Muslim standards.
Like you are going to hell in every.
Can we talk about football? Can we talk about the football now?
Okay.
I don't know, man. I was very excited. I was like, some of the most fun I've had in football.
Are you sure?
I mean, I was
Just saying this for the camera.
no.
Also, let's ask what else he was doing while the game was on. Because he's saying some of the most fun he has had. I know it's a weekend, a Saturday night. The fun might vary.
So, I mean, I'm someone that I love European football, but the most excitement, the most elated I've been for me football result has been when it involves Nigeria, whether the Super Eagles or the Super Falcons. So I get there's an extra boost, there's an extra joy to it. That first half was tough. Like the person I was even watching it with had put off the TV. I said, what are we saying? what are we saying here?
The person, he was his brother now. His brother.
After you know, we'll say,
No.
come on, this Madugu.
During the first half while it was going on, but I put it on back because I trusted the girls. I believed in the girls. We were not playing well. Like it was clear that we were not playing well, and Morocco were still respecting us. They were still trying to.
2-0.
Yeah.
No be respect though.
No. I mean the way they were playing, like they were still reserved and they were looking to break on counters. But it looked like, and also the coach made the very funny decision with the starting lineup and Rest not starting Echegini. I even thought she was injured, but she came into the game and it just seemed like he played into a Vilda's hand. That's the Moroccan coach, and it looked like we were being out tacticked. Not like necessarily they had better players than us, and I was just hoping that we go to halftime because it looked like it would have even been worse than 2-0 at halftime. I was just hoping that we do not go worse than 2-0.
So at what point specifically did you pull out to concentrate on the game?
Today, what's wrong with you? Will you just let me finish? So this,
I'm sure you finished. But at some point we have to start talking about football.
you want talking about something that's not wrong,
Bro.
Then the second half.
It be this.
The second half, the girls roused themselves and we got it.
Of course.
We got it. I promise that was not a purpose.
Why would girls be rousing themselves around you?
You see why we think you're going to hellfire?
I say they roused themselves. What's wrong with you now?
Of course. So it's like it was girl on girl as well.
Today, this is quite misogynist. We are talking about an incredible achievement from our women's national team. Look at what we are talking about.
You keep drawing these parallels. You are the one that is doing this, not me. Do you want to finish yours?
Let me finish.
Faruq.
We got the fortuitous penalty, and from then on, the girls motivated themselves, and we won the game. Thanks, Alhamdulillah.
All right. So
It was a success.
Ayoola, please, tell me that you actually watched the game, because the first two people we asked did not watch the game in entirety.
What is wrong with you?
Clearly admitted to not watching the game, although one has a noble reason for not watching the game in full.
I don't understand.
But Ayoola, first of all, before you go ahead about your experience, did you watch the game in full?
Yes.
And you watched the game and only the game?
Only the game.
Okay.
Concentrating fully.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, at 2-0 down, I was still pretty confident because, I mean, we've seen this before with Barcelona women, who were definitely a better team than Wolfsburg in the final of the Women's Champions League. And they went 2-0 down. And even though they were 2-0 down, you could still see that they had what it took to get back into the game and win. And it was the same thing with the Super Falcons. Even though they were 2-0 down, you could tell that they still had what it took to get back into the game. So second half, with the changes that Coach Justin made, it was almost expected that they would do better. I think the only hiccup would have been if there was the late penalty called against the Super Falcons. If that had happened, I don't think there'd have been a way back, because coming back from 2-0 down and then
3-2.
losing the lead again would have probably broken their spirits, and especially with very little time to go. But overall, once again, what an incredible performance from Esther Okoronkwo, my player of the tournament.
Yep.
And
Do we know more than CAF?
We'll talk about that.
apparently,
Better than Ronaldo.
27 odds, because it was 27 odds when the Falcons were down 2-0.
All right, so let's go to the person I'm certain did not watch the game. I know for a fact, because he can't be bothered by this women's football mumbo jumbo.
I was advocating for women. It's gone by now.
He was advocating.
But for Joba, you watch him.
No, I didn't watch it. Wait. I'm saying that I didn't watch it per se. Like, I didn't watch the mental health of the
Wait, you don't even watch 5 minutes.
I watched. So here's the thing. I didn't watch the first half at all. So second half, when I realized that we were two goals down, so I tuned in.
It was at home the whole time. He just to not watch it.
I tuned. I think when we scored one, I now tuned in that probably this could get more interesting.
So what are you? I'm interested in what we're watching ahead instead of the game. What are you doing?
So I mean, I would have watched it if I actually subscribed for cable TV and all that, but I just decided not to subscribe. and I was playing video games and I know that. But when it was 2-1, I streamed on my phone, and so I got to the last 20 or 30 minutes of the game. Also, in fairness, it doesn't have anything to do with the Super Falcons. It's just like I just don't care about Nigerian football anymore. For both Super Eagles, Super Falcons, and but whatever it is, just because I just don't like the way we treat our football in this country, which was something that I actually said that the NFF will want to take glory for Super Falcons win, but the fact is the Super Falcons is on their own. They won the tournament just by sheer determination and talent. I said this also, I think, before the start of the tournament. So it's just what it is. It's just that I just don't care about Nigerian football again. You look at the Super Eagles also. You look at the way things are being done, especially regarding the administrative side. So that's just the reason why I just do not really care about Nigerian football.
Yeah, that logic does check out, and I understand it. I would understand it better if you were not the managing editor of a Nigerian publication.
Also, yeah, you mentioned that they came back through determination, grit, and this thing. Those are qualities you get by washing your jerseys yourself.
And traveling by road from
I want to pick up. First of all, before I talk about the coach, which is the major thing I want to talk about, are we all in agreement that Esther Okoronkwo should have been the player of the tournament? Ayoola mentioned it, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, I went on an entire rant that day because the next day, what followed the next day was also Aitana Bomati winning Women's Euros Player of the Tournament. And it has been a consistent theme in women football that I know that it happens in the men's game too, where the PR was, but because more people watch those games, there's still some level of believability and reasonability to it. But in the women's game, it's so blatantly the most popular player gets these awards, and it's just, I'm tired. Because, like, why I would watch the tournament, even from when she was winning the women player of the match.
We mentioned it here, no?
Yeah, we did mention
Three
it.
player of the match awards, and
Ajibade was excellent. Like, let's get that out of the way. It's not that she did not play well. She was one of our best players, but there was clearly a better performer, and her name is Esther Okoronkwo.
All right, nice to see you put tribalism aside and do the right thing. But Izu, we are in agreement about Esther Okoronkwo.
I think she did quite well. I mean, 7 assists, 2 goals. So that's like
You didn't win it. Okay, she won player of the match for the final.
that's like she won 2 now. 2 player of the match award, which the one is it against either Tunisia or what? I think
That's the first game.
Yeah.
First game wasn't Ajibade that won that.
Second game
No.
where she came out from the bench.
Ajibade won that. Ajibade won.
No.
When
But
she came on,
she had one in the group stage, I think,
Okay.
that she won. Yeah.
All right, so we agree on Esther Okoronkwo.
But the truth is, maybe it's also a good thing that Ajibade won as well. It gives us the leverage to say that Second won for Super Eagles as captain, and Ajibade won as captain for Super Falcons.
I thought you were going a different way.
The only thing there is that Super Eagles did not deliver on their own mandate.
they go to
They
fear home ground.
deliver, yes, So,
All right, so
but apart from that,
let's
actually mention. Sorry, you just mentioned something interesting. 7 assists, because what is going around is 6 assists, and it just shows how much a lag in like stats gathering in the women's game there is, because it's only if you actually watch these matches that you know that there was 1 assist unaccounted for in the game against Botswana, and it's really disappointing because being able to cover the women's game to the level that you can cover the men's game would give you a lot more insight into, for example, who was the best player at the WAFCON, to be much easier to quantify and say, oh, this person has created this many chances. But you don't have that. You barely have goals and assists. And I think that's one area that we really do need to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because people that are supposed to be doing it are playing video games during the final. But let's talk about
Nah, I'm on leave. Please.
I'm on leave. I call you. I guilty conscious.
Nigerian men.
I guilty conscious hold you like this. Let's talk about the coach a little bit. I don't like result based analysis. But Justin Madugu puts me in a tight spot. Nice. Nice. That was well done. Now I'll give you that. Anyway, Justin Madugu serves as a conundrum in the sense that if we had lost that game, it would have been Madugu out. It's useless. It's blah blah blah. It's that. Now that I've won, it's not particularly getting praise, but we are not hearing Madugu out anymore. So what is it? Is it actually Madugu out? Because I maintain that I was ridiculously unimpressed by the first 3 games. And even though that's the thing with tournaments, it's more result based. Even though we played well in a handful of games, but at the end of the day, you can't really argue against it because he got the results, and that's what you ultimately want in the tournament. But what should be the next line of action with Madugu? Do we read too much into the downsides of the tournament, or do we hold him by the good sides of the tournament?
I mean, we did speak about their lack of preparedness for the tournament. So it's possible that the players been in an enclosed space together and they were able to work out the kinks. And I mean, for example, the game against Zambia.
Work out the what?
Kinks, like the chinks in the engine, the issues that they had.
Today, what are you hearing today?
You know what you said, but God.
I said anyhow, Sha. Like we could see, for example, the game against Zambia, that was totally on Madugu's coaching. Like we could see the stuff that the girls worked out in training, and it was laid to bear. So it's possible that because we admitted that the NFF did not help the girls prepare well for the competition. The result we had against Zambia, 5-0 against odds, was clearly Madugu's coaching. I mean, we sat here and people like Tunde were saying that he expects Zambia to knock out the Super Falcons.
I stand by that. Like just because
Well done.
Yeah, and Madugu,
based on what we saw in that tournament,
and Madugu proved you wrong. So yeah, I get the reservations because especially because he's an African coach. There's always this caveat when we are looking at home-based coaches. So, but I feel like with what we've seen from this tournament, he showed that he understood the qualities of his players, at least, even if it's just stats. Like he platformed some of the players in the positions that they played with. I really loved the way he used Jamilusi, especially in those right half spaces, like the way she was just marshalling it. She had double roles in both midfield and attack. The way he used Ajibade, the way our role was very fluid. He showed that somebody that has a tactical mind, at least. Like, it was not just, pull out for right back. Maybe we just play and play. Press them. It sounds like somebody that, at least at the same time, they write something. I'm joking. But on a more serious note, like, I could see certain things that showed that this person is of a tactical mind. And with the relationship, clearly you could see the way the players were trying to. He was being all stoic during celebrations, and typical Nigerian father. Don't let me be playing with the children. Like, but you could see the players nudging him to celebrate with them. It could be the euphoria, but it could also be that they formed a certain bond with him. They respect him, and so I don't think that's.
Yes. All these things, the tactical and everything that you mentioned. I think the one thing that stood out was that we used long balls very well. If you look at the game against Zambia, which we watched at the office, it was 2 of our goals came from maybe
More than two.
More than 2 long balls.
Set pieces and 2
Set pieces. If you look at the winner against Morocco, also it was also Esther Koronko's ball to Jennifer. So you could say that yes, that style of play actually stood out. And who cares about like what style of play that you do when it comes to international tournaments? The most important thing is to get the job done, and he has done a very, very good job. So I think that's all that matters. Whether he has like the tactical know or not doesn't really matter. He has shown that yes, he has a style, and this style worked for him. I think that's the only thing that matters.
All right. Let me add to that a bit. I don't think this is the first time we've seen a situation where a team started, slowly, because I do not know what people meant by slow group stage. Yes, maybe against Botswana and then Algeria and so on. Maybe you expected 5-0, but for example, Botswana has never really been easy. When we played them the last time, it was also close. Algeria, we played Algeria twice in the build-up to the tournament. So Algeria themselves, you don't expect them to tell them they lost both matches. You don't expect them to do one or two things against
And
a team they had played twice.
Interestingly, Algeria didn't concede at all in the tournament.
Yes, they didn't concede at all in the tournament. So it wasn't really. I mean, PSG, for example, they didn't start the season blazing. At some point in the season, they picked up. So the most important thing is that Madugu has done the job. If you want him to go now, why? He has delivered. At least wait until he fails, and then you can then say whatever you want to say. As we speak now, he has delivered the La Decima, and there's nothing anybody can say about it.
All right. So speaking of delivering La Decima in our own terms, Mission X.
They just call it like Mewa or something.
Mission X, they've been appropriately rewarded. At least the promise of a reward. In Nigeria, promise can be different from actualization. But for now, each player is getting a 3-bedroom apartment in Abuja. Each player is getting 100,000 naira or the $100,000 or the naira equivalent, which is 150 million per player. All 24 players. OON national honor to the whole team. That's the officer of the Order of Niger. $50,000 or the naira equivalent, 75 million naira for each of the technical committee members. That's the coaches, the backroom staff, and I want to assume the media officer included. So,
What are you assuming?
if you catch me catching Akishola for road, be lamb like mad.
She's part of the team, so
Why did they mention her name publicly?
It's a public role. Is she doing? Is she moonlighting as this Super Falcons media officer?
Public servant, sorry.
So just because we don't know your own other. Anyway, there's also a donation of 360 million naira for the team from the Nigeria Governors Forum. That's 10 million naira each from the 36 states. The Super Eagles players, Captain Trustekong, Ademola Lookman, Alex Iwobi, Ola, Joe Aribo, Leon Balogun, and Calvin Bassi. Also, obviously, just the foreign-based. The Nigerian ones don't drop anything. Donated 30 million naira.
how many Nigerians do we have?
Donated 30 million naira as a gift to the Super Falcons as well. So, lots of gifts and donations and rewards coming the way of the Super Falcons. Every other one that I've been donated, I'm not, that's not up for debate. The one officially, though, from the federal government, $100,000 for each player. The conversation now is that excessive? Is that wasteful? Is that good enough? Is that just right? What are our thoughts? There are people that have the opinion that the money would have been better used to actually develop Nigerian football, especially invest into the women's game, so that we will not get to the point where
Who
have
did
to be-
invest in? Okay, let me say something about that. I don't know who are the people saying some of these things. I don't think you are one of them. Probably they should just, can we match him out? Because I mean, I don't think it stops anything. I do not think it stops anything. So okay, now that they've given them, we don't have enough to develop. We have enough to develop this thing, and for me, just reward them. It's not even the reward. We don't even know when they will get it. And I think most of the girls are even more excited about the OON than the cash prize. I don't think.
I doubt that.
Hold on. Like I said, what I've seen a lot of them celebrate so much is the OON.
Hey, you can't build there for Owen.
So should
I
I
hope you
speak
know
about?
that many of these girls won't make $100,000 in their whole career.
Most of them I've seen in their entire
What I'm
life.
saying-
Their whole
what I'm
career.
saying at the moment is that what I have seen them celebrate so much. Have you seen them celebrating the money?
Alas, never enter now.
What are we saying then? So I'm saying that what we have
And obviously, you know it's better that they will come on Twitter and I say they don't drop the 150
Well, everybody knows say they don't promise them 100. Nobody will no. And most people don't convert them even before you talk how much.
Because
But-
it's our money.
So what I'm saying at the moment is that what they are celebrating a lot at this moment is the OON.
Also, I think you're missing the point here.
No, I didn't miss the point. What I'm saying is that the money given to them, there is nothing like it's too big or it's too small, that it does not stop.
It does not. So you have your
Yes,
opinion
it
that
doesn't stop
give them
anything.
and
Give
still
them-
develop.
yes,
Nigeria is
give
rich
them.
enough
It
to
is. Yes,
to give 2
it is
points.
not.
The point
It
is,
is
the problem
not.
is that Nigeria is not rich enough. At least that's what the government.
What do you mean by we are rich enough, bro?
So let me land now.
We are rich enough.
Let me land. The problem is that Nigeria is not rich enough, or at least that's what the government has communicated to us, or at least this current administration.
$3 million in cash is too excessive for Nigeria. Is that what we're-
I mean, if the government says they can no longer pay subsidy for fuel because we don't have money, they say they can no longer pay subsidy for education because they don't have money. Yes, $10 million is expensive. It's like Nigerian governments, they are moving like me. I have 10K left in my account, but I still go to Mega Chicken. But I cannot now afford my basic amenities. Like, we are living like a rich man while we are not rich. Except if the government is now trying to tell us something different. Except if it is Mr. President's money, of course, he's a wealthy man. If the 100,000 is coming out from his 100,000 each is coming from his pockets, that's fine. He's a price. He was a very rich man.
Anyway, if he be Atiku go, he won't still pay him. That's not even saying he's winning the next election.
He is, and he was a very rich man before public office. So the money is from his pocket.
Might.
But if it is like Nigeria's money, that is our taxpayers' money, it seems like, I'm sorry.
So what would have been an appropriate?
I don't know. $10,000 seems like a lot of money and a fair compensation.
You people like
It's not even about. It just seems like a
waste. It's
when I first heard the amount, I thought it was a joke because I saw it on WhatsApp. Someone sent it on WhatsApp, and it just seemed like fake news. So I immediately went on NTA's this thing, and NTA posted it that 100,000 each for the.
Not that you're going to NTA for news is crazy. Also, wait,
Pause.
let me add a bit of context and say probably why it is happening this way. Is first of all, let's acknowledge the fact that this is the first time ever in the history of Nigerian football that the Super Falcons have been hosted by any sitting president.
No, I have to.
No, I did not say it for your APC rallies. Don't do Ronu here. That's not what I'm saying.
What are you talking
The
about?
point I was trying to make is that this is a team that does competed mission next, meaning that they had won 9. 11 if you really want to count it.
Okay.
But they had won 9 before.
So thank you for each WAFCON.
Wait. They had won 9 before that had not been appreciated. In fact, I distinctly remember the one that they won in Cameroon, was it 2016 or 2017? After winning the Florence Omagbemi team, they won in Cameroon, then came back to Nigeria, went to Abuja to go and protest for their salaries. Okay. So this is a team that has been ridiculously underappreciated for years, despite the fact that they've been very successful. Okay. So maybe that gives a bit of, but in terms of like, okay, we are making up for lost time.
No, you're missing his point. The point is Nigeria is not rich enough to. Okay, where do you think this wasn't part of the budget that was allocated for 2025? So where is the money coming from?
Joba, is $3 million is not in terms of.
Wait.
I find it offensive, actually, to be honest. I find it offensive that people will think $3 million is too much a gift.
It is in the context of Nigeria. Even if
What do
Nigeria
you mean
is
by
rich,
context of
is
Nigeria?
rich,
Okay, let's stop going over each other. Joba, make your
even
point.
if Nigeria is rich, $100,000 will change. Like many of these players will not get to make $100,000 their whole career. Now, I'm not saying they should not get rewarded. I'm not saying that. But the point is, Faruq said something. A government that cannot pay subsidy for electricity, for fuel, for education,
Police,
inflation
officers
rate
are
has
still
gone like
are still protesting salaries.
over 100%. Federal police people still complained about pension and all that, and you are dashing out like $100,000 to each player, just like as if we have money. And in the words of the immortal, the greatest rapper of all time, Marshall Mathers.
He's talking about them.
Of course, he's a white man.
He's talking about him. He do like say they gotta go with you together.
If you people don't have the balls to say it, I'll say it. The point is, it's a PR move. It's a political.
Oh, we are getting there.
Political motive. That's just the point. It's a
Okay, the first, so unfortunately, this is not the show for that, and I also find it very strange that Eminem is abreast with APC politics.
No. We have to say.
You have made the point. There's no need to go into it. There's a political show that you can do that on. This only football, but unfortunately, it's not where we'll be pulling political threads.
So I think the issue is this. The issue is not the amounts that the Super Falcons have been given. If Super Falcons were giving $200,000 each per person, but it was not coming from the Nigerian government, nobody will have an issue with it. They deserve that. They deserve more than that. considering what they've done already. I mean, that's why nobody has talked about the gifts that the Governors Forum gave, or the gift that
I also hope that one is their money. I hope
it
that
sounds
person is spending
it does sound like it's
All
their
the
money.
Super Eagles
No one
players.
has mentioned the money that the Super Eagles players gave. But when it comes to what the government is giving out, then the context of where is this money going to come from then comes out. So, Joba mentioned all the issues that are currently plaguing the country, where many people, of course, would feel that if not all, but at least some of this money would have been better served to, tackle some of these issues at least, or would have helped.
or buy washing machines, stuff like that.
I mean,
Now,
you
for-
now-
wait. Thank you.
machine.
It's actually a valid point. You have $2 million to give players after they've won a tournament, but while they were preparing for the tournament, they were washing the jets with their own hands. And
Go ahead.
it just seems very reactive. If they didn't win, would they not have rewarded the players in some way? What then happens to women's football? Is it now just winning that one match that makes them valuable enough to the country to spend $3 million on women's
Also,
football?
it also sets a dangerous
Precedent.
precedent because AFCON is coming up in
No, those ones, no, they know.
in
Come,
November.
waiting, you want to
November and
Let
December.
them go win am first.
Win it.
Wait,
No, my own issue is
No, see.
my own issue is if you have $3 million to spend on women's football, you should not have to wait until the team has won it.
Do you think there's been no money to spend on women football?
That's what we're saying.
No,
That's what we're saying. That the problem is
the reward for these players right now.
sorry. That's what we're saying. That
No, today this is important.
the problem is not that there's no money to spend on women's football. Is this the best way to spend it? Is this
Again,
And the counter to that, I think Izu is trying to make
Again, is that the reward for these girls are not why our football is this way.
nobody's saying that.
Hold on, let me
made your
finish.
point.
Let me
Let
finish. My point is that $3 million to these girls for winning WAFCON is not too much. It still does not stop. Hold on, let me finish. It still does not stop us from addressing whatever issues they. For example, money did not stop their kids from getting to Morocco. Do you understand? Money did not stop that.
logistics issues.
Yes, we know we have these issues, right? So for me, I don't think that money, for example, is too big for them to be rewarded. If Super Eagles should go and win the AFCON first.
I think what Izu is
For
saying that
example-
I agree with is that regardless of whether this $3 million was given or promised to the Super Falcons
Or not.
the women's football would not have been developed.
I
So you
don't-
might as
I
well
don't-
just
I
give it
don't
to
know
them.
about-
the
women's
problem?
football.
The problem about that is now that when conversations come up about them not having certain things, they went to a hotel that was clearly not up to standard. The players complained. That is a money issue.
See,
One way or the other, is a money issue.
Ayoola, we are
And
dealing with.
they did not
We are
solve
dealing
it.
with Nigerian government that.
Exactly.
See, we are dealing with Nigerian government that we know that in their nest, there are so many other places you can plug the holes. Hold on. There are so many other places you can plug the holes for the fact that we have issues in Nigeria, for example. In their next trip to anywhere, they are going to spend more than 3 million. And they are going to take a lot of people that are not supposed to go anywhere on that trip. So what I'm saying is that
We'll complain about that
No,
as well.
yes, that's the places you are supposed to be plugging this in. So if these athletes that are representing us are well taken care of and they are winning and we are giving them, bro, even you will become an athlete. What I'm saying is that we are not spending money on things we are supposed to spend money on.
One last thing. The problem with that kind of
Just cancel
the problem with that kind
This is
of
important.
No, this is very important now
problem
because
with-
we are talking about rewarding people
problem
who
with that-
really
see,
represent Nigeria.
again. Izu,
And we are thinking 3 million is too much for these people.
It's
How?
a spending problem.
the problem is not
We have
that we're
other
giving-
spending problems.
Yes,
Yes,
and people are still complaining about it. So people are still complaining about it.
This is not part of it. This is not part of it.
The
This
issue
you've
that I have
not
with
wasted
this
anything. You've simply rewarded people who represented you genuinely
Is it-
and fought.
this
Bro,
is
what
the-
are you
know-
saying?
Sorry, this is the argument that the defenders of these senators also have when they buy these expensive cars. They will say, "What do you expect your senators to be driving because they deserve it?"
What are you talking? What
These
are you
senators
talking
are also
about?
representing the country. now.
Representing you in what?
They are
No,
your
listen.
representatives
In what now?
in the parliament.
What are you talking about?
they represent people in that's
What
literally their-
they doing?
That's literally their job. But like that's
What are you
even that's,
saying?
that's besides the point. What I'm saying is
Jesus.
you mentioned that everybody
Let's
everybody
move.
would
Let's
want
move.
to everybody would want to be an athlete if they see the athletes becoming being rewarded in a proper way, and that's true. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. The problem now becomes, okay, you've seen Michelle Alozie, for example, receiving $100,000 dollars as cash prize for winning the WAFCON. But you as a player in Nigeria, what is your own pathway to becoming like Michelle Alozie or Ijami Lucy or one of the players? If you don't have structure that would get you there, which also costs money, which also costs the same type of investments.
And I'm telling you, they've been spending the money. They've been spending the money. That is,
spending
it is not the
right.
money that.
All right, we actually have
It
to
is.
agree to disagree.
It's
At some point, you can
At the end of
continue.
the day.
You can you have all day at the office to continue off camera.
No, I
This
won't
has
say
been
it.
episode 25 of the Only Football Podcast, but sometimes can also be political and sometimes can also be gender wars podcast. My name is Tunde Young, Izuchukwu, Akawor, Faruq, Ibrahim. You know their names at this point. Ayoola, Joba. Bye bye. Until we see you next time. Peace, love, prosperity. Like, share, subscribe. Everything you need to do.